Alright, welcome to our shed cleaning and reorganization. The time of this video, it's May 2024. We completed this shed in October/November 2022. This was the first big project we did after we moved into the property, which was September of 2022. And it's gone through a lot of transformations, but it's pretty much been one junk pile to another. Originally, before we had the carport, which is over here, the lawnmower and the yard cart were also inside the shed. But since we got the carport, I moved those out. And then we also, over the last year and a half, we bought this dog kennel so we can house stuff that doesn't have to necessarily be inside. It's stuff that can be outside, like T-posts and fence pieces and stuff like that. But I wanted to have them contained instead of having them strung out everywhere, and then this place looks like Sanford & Son. And so we've always been wanting to reorganize this, but we've never really had time because, quote, other pressing things have come up or the weather would be crappy. Like, we were wanting to do it over the weekend, but then it either rained or threatened to rain all weekend. And the same thing is going to happen this coming weekend, so I'm just biting a bullet and I'm going to do it during the week. So the first thing I'm going to do is, you can see all the gloriousness of the shed right now, is I'm going to take everything out and then we're going to reorganize and put everything back in. And we also get the luxury of everything in the back of my truck right there. That was actually inside the house that needs to go in the shed. Plus we have an added complication, which is we have a Carolina wren nest right here with 5 eggs inside. There's also a few other nests, but I don't think they're occupado right now. So if they're not occupied, like there's one right here, but I don't think there's eggs in there. The problem is, in order for the mother to know where the nest is, it has to be pretty much in the same spot. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as I finish with this video segment, I'm going to pick it up, put it over in the carport. I'm going to pick the whole box up and everything, put it over in the carport so it's protected, so I don't accidentally hit it. Then when I'm done with this segment, I'll close the shed doors and put it back about in the same spot. What I'm thinking about doing is, we have a burn barrel over here. So I'm going to take the burn barrel and I'm going to put it in the center here and then put that on top of it, so the nest is almost in the same spot of where it is right now. And then we'll just have to go from there. Then I'll come back out later and I'll have to move it again. So the bird was in the nest when I opened the doors, and then she sees me and then she pieces out. We do not have any screening on here, as you can see up there. So one of the things I want to do at some point is to put screening and to try to keep the birds out from the future. We have 6-inch and 8-inch screen mesh. So I'll have to go up there at some point and see what that distance is and do the same thing on the back. And we should be able to screen it. So when this cycle of hatching is done, I can screen it off, and then we won't have to worry, hopefully, about birds too much inside the shed. But that's off topic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take everything out. I'm going to organize it in piles. Like, that's a garden pile right there. Well, that's a lawn pile with lawn equipment. That's going to be the garden pile. Over on this side, we're going to have all of my tools and tool related items. And then I'll probably have miscellaneous piles with other stuff too. But I want to get everything out, see how much stuff is in here. And then when I put it back in, hopefully it can be better organized and we can have room for growth in the future. So that's the plan at least. One thing I did wanted to show real quick. Our neighbor down the street, he has a metal fence company, and every once in a while he gets these big massive pallets. And so what I'm showing here is the bottom of a pallet. And so that pallet is 12 feet long. It's about 4 feet wide. I actually had to cut it to make it 4 feet wide. And I put OSB on there because originally the base of this was just ground. There was no stone on it. So every time we had a windstorm or it rained, it just became a muddy, dirty mess in here. So we put stone down at the bottom. And then when I put it back, I just went ahead and put that pallet back. So everything that's going to be on this side, which is going to be more of the power tool related and just regular tool in general related area, is still going to be on that pallet. This side is going to be on the ground like it is now. And when we had monsoons last year, like we had a hurricane come through and we got 12 inches of rain in about a 24-hour period. And then we had a nor'easter. We got 8 inches of rain in a 24-hour period. The whole area, the big field back there, flooded onto where the chicken coop is. The chicken coop was flooded. Then the water came over and it came in between where the two houses are. And then it started shedding down this way. And the low spot's in the corner over there. And so there was several inches of water where the shed is now. And I was actually out in the peak of the nor'easter monsoon, and I actually got a video of it. I have it up on the channel. I think it's called like Nor'easter 2023 or something like that. It was in December of 2023. But what I wanted to say is that even with a full-blown nor'easter monsoon where we got 8 inches of rain in a small period of time, and I videotaped it, the water never got up into there. So the floor of that was still dry. Everything around it was wet and flooded, but that was dry itself. Then when we did the carport over here, I wanted the carport to be about the same height as this. So if we had that type of rain again and that type of situation, then hopefully the carport would stay dry. Because as you see, this is the low side here, and I have probably 10-12 inches of stone on this side because the ground does slope a little bit. And so anyway, done babbling about that. So that's the game plan. So I'm going to shut up now and start getting everything out. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I basically have one day to do it. So I guess wish me luck. All right, shed is cleaned out. Here's the left side as you look in. I'm keeping the ladders there because the ladders are probably going to be there. I'm keeping the table, and this is all of our miscellaneous like plywood stuff. So our OSBs, our plywoods, extra siding from like when we built this or the chicken coop, that type of stuff. I am not moving those shingles because those things weigh about 70 pounds a piece. And so other than that, this sucker is cleaned out. So this is everything that was in the shed. I was over here. I have everything in their little piles. That's the lawn and lawn maintenance pile. That's the garden related pile. That's the empty buckets in the back. That's the chicken pile, which there's more chicken stuff in the truck bed. There's storage. There's miscellaneous. Here's all of our pressure treated wood scraps. There's my 2 saws. The wood that's up there is not pressure treated, so I do not want those on the ground. Here's all of my tool area. Then I have paints and gas cans and aerosol cans and stuff that might not do good in direct sun. I have that under the carport. The nest with the Carolina wren is sitting over there. So I'm getting ready to move the barrel in, and then I'm going to put that back, and then I'm going to close this up so I can relax for a little bit. So let me do that real quick. Okay, that's the approximate spot where it was. I think it was like a foot higher or something, but the Carolina wren should be able to figure it out. It's not like it's in a completely different location. So I'm going to close the doors now. I'm going to go in, get something to drink, and then I'll come back out later, hopefully with Andrea, so we can put all this stuff back in. It's about 1:15 right now. It's not that bad outside today. There's a decent amount of wind, and we got clouds coming from the north. So all in all, it could be a lot worse. So this is something that I've not been looking forward to for a long time, but at least the giddy outy part is done. Okay, I'm getting ready to start the next phase, and I want to see if the Carolina wren is in here. I call her Rennie. So let's see if she's actually, oh, she is in here. There she is. Hey, Rennie. And out she goes. And she's like going, man, this is like the 3rd time today. But the eggs were close enough, and the nest was close enough that she was able to figure it out. So call that a success. Okay, we are done with the shed organizing, although some of the micro organizing I'll have to do, which I'll say in a second. There's our trash pile right there. Here's our pressure treated wood pile. So Andre and I will go through, figure out what we're going to keep, what we're going to get rid of, and we're probably just going to throw most of that out. All right, over on the right side here, this is what we did last. So this is what still needs to get micro-organized a little bit, but it's still in a lot better shape than what it was originally. Then we got all my tools in the back, along with the Ego lawnmower. Then on the left side over here, we actually got our tools up on the wall over here, or at least some of them. Obviously the post hole diggers are not, because they're too big and heavy. But we got that, so we can get some of those off the ground. Things that we don't need, like the Rubbermaid that's on top of the Broody breaker right there. That has our well insulation blanket, and so we obviously need to use that 2 times a year. There's the basket for the Ego in case we ever need that, so on and so forth. So pretty much most of the first shelf is nothing but garden related stuff. Second shelf is mostly chicken related stuff. We got storage in the corner, and then so on and so forth. Rennie is still in here. These eggs have still not hatched yet. This is Wednesday. We did the shed on Monday. So I wanted to give her a day of uninterrupted time so we could be able to, or she could be able to not be bothered by us. Then hopefully these eggs will hatch soon, and then as soon as they do, the burn barrel and that can finally get cleaned out as soon as she's done with it. But we don't want if we mess with it at all, she's either not going to know what's going on and not be able to, quote, find it, or it's been contaminated by humans and then not be able to, and then she won't use it. So we're trying to keep it as light as touch as possible. So anyway, that's it with the shed. I don't think this is very fascinating for a lot of people, but this is a long time in the making. And all I have to do is do a little reorganization over here, and it is done.